everyone, we're going to be doing Normani today. So let's go ahead and get started. Normani, I have no idea who you are. It would be my best guess you are an extremely popular musician. I recognize the name. That's about it. So I will tell you this, your energy is divine, like just simply divine in the sense of feminine power. You are receptive, seductive, magnetic, strong, cheerful, generous, kind, funny, forward. These are all qualities that are coming through. When I barely tapped into your energy to see, like, okay, so what do your guardian angels want you to know? I get this quick pullback. There's this spark. It's almost like a spark in my heart, and it feels like joyful. So I feel as though your guardian angels are saying right now, they're just really happy about you. They're happy for you. They're saying you're doing the right thing. Whatever it is that you're doing right now is correct. I'm hearing we really like that. This is a really good thing. You're doing a really good job. They're just singing praises, essentially. Just singing you praises. So maybe this is just them saying how great you are. So we have Archangel Gabriel with creative writing. Okay, so you can take this. This is how I'm going to be taking it. Oh, another one just fell out. Crystal clear intentions, Archangel Michael, two very powerful archangels. Be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. So let's take this literally first, because I do feel there is a literal sense to this. I feel you're holding on to something that's precious to you with regards to creative writing. Now, when I saw the comment, someone was asking to do a video on you, and they asked if you're going to have an album this year. I don't know. My best guess is yes, but I'm literally just probably guessing. I'm not 100% sure. And that's not something that I'm going to pull in here to figure out. But I do see you working on a creative project, something that you're holding dear to yourself. Now, I do know that artists don't normally write their own music. However, there is this desire from your guardian angels and from... Okay, so I've never actually gone clear into the angelic realm. Okay, so it's interesting to me because sometimes when I say guardian angels, I use it fluidly because there are a lot of entities in the angelic realm, okay, like the archangels and then angels in between, people, ancestors and people who have crossed over that have a specific role once they cross over to help you when you pass. So there's many layers to it on both ends, on all ends of the spiritual realm. But since I am specifically speaking to the angelic end of things, the angels, it feels like I should be a little bit more specific with you because it's more personal. So it's basically people or entities that are closer to you in your present form. Do you know what I'm saying? So you, Normani, someone who could have passed over. So let's say your grandparents or people you saw as grandparents or your aunt and uncle, stuff like that, your brother, cousin, whatever. Okay, so some of them have crossed over, and there's several of them that I am picking up on, and it's just, I'm like pausing because it's filling my heart. Like it feels so loving and so comforting, and it would bring me to tears if I allowed it. So it's people that have crossed over. Now there's a mix of people that you have known, or your family members have known, and then generations above that. Okay, and these would be people that have a reputation in your family of being just like really wonderful people. Like, oh my gosh, you were just like such and such, or these qualities are just like, you know, or it's like such and such was this kind of person, like stuff like that. Okay, so they're very close to you. Actually, there's a female, it just like came in really fast. So there's a female that's very close to you that's like animated. She's serving as like essentially a guardian angel for you. Okay, so now that she's crossed over, that's part of her role, and she's watching you very, very intently. I'm being drawn to his eyes in this, where it's like these golden, honey, amber eyes, like a maple, maybe not honey, but anyway. So maybe that's a descriptor. I think it is. But anyway, like radiant eyes, piercing, beautiful eyes. So they are encouraging you to take a more active, I'm getting active and passive, which is interesting. So it's like taking an active role in a creative project and then pulling yourself back to have a more passive role in it. So it's like putting, it's almost like being the boss of something. You know, so you're creating it, you're creating the backbone, you're creating the image, or the like what it is that you believe in, what it is that you want, and you're pulling in all the resources that can, you know, excel in each department of it, and then pulling your energy back so that they can take care of it in a way that works, you know, and then you are behind the scenes, like, you know, just creating even more, focusing your energy on that creative aspect so that these people can work on the details, you know, regular boss stuff. Okay. So interesting, because then I'm like being pulled into eternity is how it feels. I'm like being pulled into space. And so wow, okay, so much information. So, wow, this is an emotional thing for you, okay? Whatever it is that I'm talking about, you need to figure out what it is. You're probably already working on it. You probably already know, but it involves real raw emotion. It involves real passion. Okay, this is something that is very important to you, very significant to you in some way. It could even be significant to your family in some way. It could be connected to a family member, family members, something like that. Okay, now they're many things. They're proud of you, they're encouraging you, they're looking after you, they're listening, they hear everything, they feel everything. You are so connected to them, so connected to them. They're actually not to take this in like the wrong way, I guess, but they're looking forward to being with you again. They're looking forward to embracing you again on that energetic level. Yes, they were watching over you, but there is that disconnect, right? Of course, like you have your own purpose here and to follow through with it. So when your mission here on earth essentially is complete, when you continue on in your life, continue on in your mission, because I feel you have a specific mission here, they just can't wait to reunite with you. They can't wait to just to see you plant. I was gonna say plant the seeds, but it's like making your mark in this reality into Earth, and then carrying forth yourself, and then this legacy that's continuing. It's so impactful, and it's deeply rooted into your family system. Okay, this is very important to your family, is what I keep being drawn to. Okay, like this family lineage, it's very important. And then why am I being pulled? It's like I'm being pulled to them because it's directly associated, like it's divinely orchestrated, right? This is divine information coming to you. This is divinely, it's a divine mission. This is really like your calling. This is what's supposed to happen for you. This is what you're supposed to do. This is so like, it's being repeated. It's like, it's so important. It's so important. It's so significant. So significant. And it's bringing divine, it's really truly speaking that it's channeling God, you know, that God message, because I've mentioned this before, where it's like when you think about the greats and you think about creativity is so important for everybody to have. It's so important to maintain that individualism within you, right? It's important to be true to yourself. It's important to follow your heart. It's important because through that you are creating. Through creating, you are connecting to your heart. Through connecting to your heart, you're connecting to the higher self and the higher realms, your soul, and it is healing. And it's a remembrance of God. It is a remembrance of your journey. It is so impactful and so beautiful. And for you, this is supposed to be happening here on earth. You're supposed to take whatever divine guidance, divine assistance, and materialize it here onto earth. And what that's going to do is shine a light to everyone who is impacted by it through generations of something that has to do with your family. It would be like, to me, it would be like an organization is how it comes across. But I don't necessarily know. So yeah, it could be an album, it could be something like that, but I feel like it's something bigger than that. And I don't know if you're just starting it, you've thought about it, or it's coming to you, okay? I feel it's a little bit of everything right now for you. But please, like, I mean, you're gonna go through with it, I feel. Like, I don't feel there's any doubt about it, because this is something that really pulls to you, and you're actually keeping it a little bit concealed. You're keeping it a little covered. You're keeping it protected, right? This is very important to you. And so maybe this is just confirmation. Like, there's going to be information coming to you, right, with this. Like, it's going to be clear. And also with crystal clear intentions, make sure that you are clear with how you communicate to people during this process. Make sure that there's no confusion, that you inhibit all those qualities and you put forth all those qualities that I had spoke about you earlier. Like, shine that as brightly as you need to, and make sure that you do get the best of the best involved in this, okay? Because, well, it would just make things easier, and it's important that you do that. It's like, I don't know, I feel like there's something like hanging. It's hanging. It's almost like an open sign, like it's represented like in your heart. Your heart is opening, or it's like this open, like you're available. Like it's like you're opening your heart, or maybe even like this, or the time of this video is like you opening your heart more and being like, okay, let's do it. I'm ready. Give me the information. Like talking to your guardian angels, or talking to your ancestors, talking to God. Like, when you talk to them, they are hearing you. They are communicating back in ways that are significant to you, you know, through whatever signs that are important to you. And through your mind, through creativity, right? The more that you work on this thing, the more this information comes through. And sometimes this information is going to come through in a complex way, right? So for instance, if you're having some sort of dream, make sure that you have a dream journal, or just pull out your phone as soon as you wake up. Write down the time, you know, like, okay, I woke up at this time, and then just write down the dream, like if it's abstract, weird, whatever. And then that way you don't forget it. And then just like revisit it later and be like, okay, what does that mean? What is going on here? Is there information in there that either is divine information, or even like what am I trying to say? like psyche? Like, is it something that is suppressed information or complex, where I personally, like through my psyche, I was trying to work through it? What is it? Because even with your psyche and working through things, there's still like, to me, that's a symptom. Usually that's a symptom of a spiritual thing, right? Anyway, so let's see if there's any more information in here for you. Show appreciation and trust. Okay. And nature. Okay, so I feel, okay, this can be taken, again, also a multitude of ways. I'm going to grab notes here. Okay, so let me clarify that Nine of Wands, actually. Why Nine of Wands? Why Nine of Wands? Can you explain that a little bit more? Well, this one wants to come out too. Okay, so maybe there's a point where you're trying, see, this is kind of like, I don't know if you're in a relationship, it feels almost like has to do with another gender. I know there's like whatever, but it kind of feels a mixture of things. So it's like trusting and showing appreciation for someone that has either like changed their ways, or is trying to change their ways, or is trying to work with you. Like maybe there's like conflicts or some sort of like not seeing eye to eye, not being able to make a decision, stuff like that, okay? And so it's like trust that they're trying to work on their fears, trust that you are like taming them, or that things are going, or even like trusting within yourself, if this has to do with you and not another person, then like trusting that you can do this, or that you can work on yourself, that you can improve any darker aspects of you where you feel like you're very forward or very controlling, or you let fears get a hold of you, or like you hide your emotions, like you're fearful of your stuff like that, okay? There's like a mixture of all of that going on in there, right? And so some of like the biggest things is like, maybe even for you and this other person, or this other person, actually, maybe not and, but it's about like see how he's like holding the lightning bolt. It's like he's trying to like control this fierce power, right? And so it's through fear that you try and control a situation. It's through fear that you lose a little bit of sense of trust, you know, and so to try and eliminate that from your life. Like take your emotions, take your feelings head on, take challenges head on. Don't avoid it, don't run away from it. If you feel like anything is stagnating, if you feel like there's like, okay, let's say in a relationship and there's like a third party, you know, and now you're trying to like avoid dealing with that, like trust that things are going to work out, trust that this happened, like work out for you, and that this happened for a reason, you know, just like, I'm going to say it's generic advice, like everything happens for a reason, but there is a higher purpose to this, because I'm being more drawn to the creative project, you know, and so maybe this would interfere, or this is what drives you to this creative project. I'm not 100% sure what I'm picking up on with that, because I feel like there's 3 things that have to do with what I was just talking about with these cards, like when I started pulling there. So I'm just gonna kind of keep it vague, because, you know, what I do feel is that whatever kind of situation that you're going through, some sort of like trials that you're going through, trials of life, feeling like you are blocked from something, or you are scared of something, or you're trying to hide your feelings, trying to hide your emotions, whatever it is, that there is going to be more movement in it. There is going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. There is hope that is coming through for that. So to just Find the blessing in the situation, find the learning lesson in the situation, what that means for you, because there's going to be this, like this, where there's a little flower on here. There's going to be this blossoming opportunity, okay, where you felt like you were stagnant for so long, where you were seeing things one way for so long, or you were blinded to something for so long, or you believed something for so long, or you were a certain way or a certain person. It's going to be changing. And so you don't realize, or you hadn't realized at the time, or you had that belief and that faith that things would change, but there wasn't actual physical proof. You just, on the surface, it looked like nothing was really happening. Nothing was really changing. So in reality, things are changing. Things are happening beneath the surface. It's actually something that needed to happen. You needed that moment of hibernation for this to blossom into something bigger and more beautiful for you, right? So I'm going to just pull a couple more cards for you. I just feel a lot of joy coming through, a lot of joy and happiness, like a lot. And so if you're not 100% feeling like that right now, believe, please believe me that behind the scenes and very soon is going to be happening for you. So this, I think, these are indications here that yes, you know, you are potentially going through some chaotic stuff right now. But it's look at this as a rite of passage. Look at it as a rite of passage, right? And it says like crossing of the threshold. So look at it in that sense. I just saw 111 on my timer, by the way. So look at this as crossing through the threshold. It's going to be very rocky towards the end of it, right? Once you get to the waterfall, it's like very strong, but it's going to be extraordinary. It's going to be beautiful. And I actually, like, when this stuff happens, like I said, like the advice is just like getting the right people there. That's something that you need to really focus on and work on. But I think it's going to be pretty smooth and extremely exciting for you. So yeah, like, just talk to your guardian angels and talk to your ancestors if you want, which I think you already are anyway, and they want you to know, like, you are being heard, you are being understood, and your prayers are being answered for sure. Maybe in ways that you don't see coming in a lot of ways, that you expect, but it's in ways that maybe are even greater than you imagined. So we have, for your final card, prayer. It says, "Dear God, help me always to remember that this present life is but a fleeting moment within eternity. Help me always to remember that this life is but a dream. Help me always to remember that you exist within everyone and everything. Help me always to remember that love is all there is and all else is an illusion. Thank you." So it's just an indication here that anything that you're going through right now, anything tumultuous, is just part of the greater plan. It is part of the greater purpose. You are evolving, you are becoming stronger, you are becoming better, you are becoming more aware, and you just have to trust the process, and you have to just trust that things are going to be changing for you and working out much better, okay? If you are dating someone and you found out there's like cheating or something like that, or some wild stuff like that, I don't know, because I'm not really looking at it, truthfully, you guys. I'm not looking at it. I will say it's several things going on, right? Just know there is a greater purpose to all of this, something very beautiful, something blossoming for you. Okay, so that's your reading, and I'll see you guys in my next video.